Hey, good morning. This is Mayor Valensky with Driving Markets, driving while talking about markets. Okay, so quick caveat, anything said in this piece is an opinion only. It's not investment advice, not financial advice. What we're going to do, we're going to kick off, and I'm going to try and keep it short because one of the viewers said yesterday it was simply too long and he got bored in the middle, so I try and make it as entertaining as possible. So the first day of trading, the first day of 2023 trading started off on a very positive note. European markets were up, UK markets were up, and in the morning the Dow futures, S&P, Nasdaq futures were all up. Even though the US was closed, the futures were up. And then when the US opened, what happened was there was a complete turnaround, and effectively they came down. So the Dow, for example, was up over 400 points in the opening hours in Europe. And when the US opened, it did a reverse, and at one stage was down 300 points. That's a 700 point turnaround, and eventually closed down 10 points. Okay, so it's huge volatility, a lot of uncertainty, not sure where markets are going at the moment. I'm pretty clear that markets are going to go down 25-30% in 2023, but that doesn't obviously happen in one day or 1 month. It's a gradual process, and the volatility there is a witness, a testimony as to where the uncertainty is regarding 2023. Is there going to be a recession? And if there is going to be a recession, is it going to be a light recession or is it going to be a heavy, serious recession? In my opinion, it's going to be deeper than 2008. Looking at two indicators of where the markets are at. You've got Tesla and you've got Apple. Okay, now Tesla have been calling down for a while. Again, I want to emphasize, I'm not anti-Tesla or anti-Elon Musk. I love him. He is my number one. He's an icon. He's like the top CEO, the most innovative director, innovative CEO, innovative entrepreneur that is out there. Okay, however, the shares were a little bit overvalued at 230, called it down to 150, then called it down to 130, called it down to 115. It closed yesterday about 105. Likely to go down to $80 a share. They've got production problems, supply problems, sales problems. They've got a lot going on, excluding the whole Twitter deal. The Twitter deal is going to suck a lot of liquidity out of Tesla in order to get that Twitter deal up established. Going to take huge resources to get Twitter to be the number one media platform, which, by the way, I do believe it will be the number one media platform, because with Elon Musk at the helm, likely to happen. The other one is Apple. Now, Apple has lost $1 trillion in value since January 2022. Now, looking at Apple, it's now valued just below $2 trillion. The shares are at 126, came down again on China production problems, on sales, on forecasts, etc. I'm probably going to downgrade it down to around about the $90 a share, okay? Yes, Apple's going to be downgraded $90 a share. I've been calling it down already for several weeks. Apple, in fact, at the beginning of the year, I've been calling it down. Apple is going to go down to below $100 a share, probably touch $90 a share. Okay, that's my call on Apple, and that's likely to happen probably by, I'd say, end of the first quarter, something like that. The high-tech sector is going to take a hammering on the back of a recession and on the back of rising interest rates and the cost of borrowing, and the high-tech sector is totally dependent on money liquidity to pour into it in order to support those prices and support those businesses. Sam Bankman-Fried of the defunct FTX pleaded not guilty yesterday in a court in Manhattan on all counts. Okay, that's going to be a really drawn out case now to prove, is he liable for money laundering and is he liable for fraud and all the other list of crimes that the Fed has brought, the FBI has brought against him. When I say the Fed, I mean the Federal Bureau of Investigation. The FBI has brought against him. Okay, so will that be an interesting one to follow? Crypto's very quiet, lost volatility, not sure which direction they're going in. I'm pretty certain that they're going to go down, especially Bitcoin is going to go down below 15 and then below 10. Remember, it's only the first day of trading. Markets are pretty unsure. They've got to get some direction. As the days go on, we'll get a much clearer direction what the analysts and where Wall Street want to push these markets. In my opinion, again, I want to state for the fact they're going down significantly with interest rates rising and inflation be rising throughout 2023. Looking at some others, oil came off yesterday again due to potential downwinds in China. it came off about $3 or $4 a barrel. It's going to hang around the $80 a barrel because OPEC will not allow it to fall any further. However, gold, look at gold. Gold went up to 1832. Now, gold is an interesting one because I've been calling gold higher for a while, and I think if it continues rising, we could see $2,000 an ounce by probably, I'd say mid-February, something like that. Dollar, those who are FX traders, dollar was strong yesterday. Even though in the morning the markets were all up, the dollar was still strong, which is unusual because when the markets are up, the dollar usually falls, but it was up against all the majors, the pound, the euro, and the yen, Aussie dollar, Canadian, etc., etc. Japanese yen, interesting one to watch because it could be this year that Japan raises interest rates for the first time in over 20 of years, whatever. So it could be an interesting one in Japan to watch, and considering they've had a zero rate policy for a very, very long time. I can't tell you exactly off the top of my head, but they've had a real zero rate policy for many, many, many years, and there is indications of this undercurrent there that could be raising interest rates as inflation rises in Japan. Okay, something to keep an eye on. That's it for now. We've done 6 minutes. Mayor Valensky with Driving Markets. Subscribe, share, follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok. Hope you're enjoying it. Pass comments. Have a good day.